video, I'm going to teach you how to create a finish on a wall, and it works very similarly to the process that we followed with creating a floor finish layer. Again, the benefit of doing a finish layer instead of painting it is that it changes the structure in the section view instead of just being a decal or a finish on top. So what we're going to do first is we're going to tile this wall and this wall, and we're going to consider these to be the wet walls in the bathrooms or restrooms. So I'm going to edit type, duplicate, and these are going to be called, we'll call these the wet walls because they are going to get wet in the bathroom. And we'll hit OK. Edit, and then I'm going to do something different here. I'm going to create a new layer, and instead of it being the structure, I'm going to have it be the finish, and we're going to move it up, and I'm going to move it up one more time so that it's on the very inside finish. And oh, let's see here, I changed the wrong thing. Hold on, let me show you again. Okay, so that's our structure right there. I'm going to create a new one, insert, and instead of it being a structure, I'm going to change that to finish and move it up. The thickness again here will be 1 inch. This is a slightly different method because instead of applying a finish layer that we can then duplicate and copy to every place that we want a wall finish, and which would allow us to change the actual finish material, I'm just adding a finish to these specific walls. And the reason I did an edit type on the wall was because if I didn't, then any place we saw that basic wall throughout the project or ever again would have this wall finish on it, being the tile that we're about to put on. But I just want it on these two particular walls. So you'll see what I mean in a second. Let's go ahead and hit the material here. And it's going to be tile on the wall again. So that's already set to go. And we'll hit OK. And OK once more. Now let's go ahead and take an elevation view of these walls. And that elevation tag is always so hard to get in the right spot and face in the right direction, but I can grab it and tab through, and I can check that box because that's the actual one I want, and uncheck this view. All right, and let's see what we've got. Oops, wrong elevation. Let's take a look. There it is. Okay, so this is the elevation of our bathroom, and you can see, or I keep saying bathroom, but I mean restroom. Commercial or any non-residential project, bathrooms are called restrooms. So I'm going to just go ahead and move this so we can see a little bit better. And now you can see that the structure of the wall has been changed to show the tile on the inside. And if we take a section view of this wall, and I've got a lot of tags on top of each other, but just for the sake of checking our work and showing it in several different views, you can see here, you should be able to see, if I change my view to fine, you can see there's the tile thickness added to it right there. Okay, and then everything else is sitting on top of it. All right, now it looks pretty good. All you would have to do would be duplicate and change the other walls if you wanted that finish to appear as a structural element. If you don't necessarily need it to show in a section view, you just kind of want something for a schematic design, you can also just go ahead and paint it. And it might let you paint that, but it's going to paint all the tile, or pardon me, it's going to paint all that wall everywhere. It's going to cover the entire wall. Okay, so that's the reason why you just want it to be applied to that specific wall, because it'll stop at the correct height. Okay, so I'm going to undo that because I definitely don't want all of my entire wall surface to be painted in that finish. But that side wall and elevation will look perfect once again. There it is. Looks great.